I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high, so I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right, it doesn't mean they were always wrong. Just take this song, and you'll never be left all alone. Take me to your heart, fill me in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming on this long and winding road.
Good morning. Good morning. If you would please join in by removing your hats and bowing your heads as we take the time to thank those who have helped us through this long journey of late-night homework, early mornings, and long study sessions. I would like to start off by thanking all of our teachers and staff members that have pushed each and every one of us to be the best we can be. Without you, we would not be where we are today. As we celebrate the graduation of the class of 2011, Lord, we ask you to look down upon this gathering with love, protection, and guidance. We also ask that you love and care for those loved ones we have lost along the way. Make sure they know they will forever be in our hearts. Shower blessings upon the class of 2011 as they make their way to all corners of the world. Keep them safe and free from dangers life may bring. Look down upon our families, friends, teachers, and staff gathered with us today as we acknowledge their guidance and help through the years. Help us to fulfill our destinies as in the words of William W. Perky. You've got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. We ask this in your name, amen. It is my pleasure to introduce Tiffany Healy, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I now have the honor of introducing Shannon Goodwin and Will Hartford to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure to introduce fellow classmate Alyssa Valadares, who will present our welcome address.
Welcome to the 2011 Farmington High School graduation. Thank you all for joining us as we begin this new chapter of our lives. We could never thank enough the wonderful staff who are patient with us every step of the way, our parents for always giving us the love and support we need but not always deserve, and staying up well past midnight helping us on the paper due the next day. And of course, we have to thank our class advisors for not killing us and for helping us in everything else they've helped us accomplish throughout this year. As we start our lives outside of high school, we will always remember the people we've met, the lessons we've learned, and the memories we've shared. I don't think that anyone will forget the moving assembly led by John Halligan about how bullying took his son's life, or the inspirational chain reaction of Rachel's challenge. We've learned not to procrastinate, as unavoidable as that is, to know when to speak up and when to stay silent, and last but not least, to not put any type of censored sign on a wall decoration during Winter Carnival. The memories we've made, some good, some bad, and some even violent, will always be with us throughout our lives. Anyone who attended will never forget the memories we've made at Nature's Classroom, and will always remember the ORT report when throwing away excess foods. Who could forget the time we ran a teacher into the insane asylum, but hey, we never claimed perfection. Or how great we all looked for our junior prom, the breaking of Mr. Wim's coffee cup, and when we scrubbed the hallways for days after our expensive senior prank. And last but not least, no one will ever forget all the great times we've shared with Nathan Turner and Matthew Lawton, who will both be forever in our hearts. All the places we've traveled or will travel can never give us the tiger pride that we gained from living in the small community of Farmington. The fact that almost all teachers know most of our student body by name is just proof of how great a small town can be. No one will ever go unnoticed, and we are not only a school, but we are a family. As exciting as it seems to step out on our own, these are the best days of our lives, and these bonds we've made can never be broken. We've all strived for success these past 4 years. We've been able to send 9 seniors to Concord to receive the Scholar Athlete Award, to participate in the New Hampshire Science and Engineering Expo for Farmington's first time, to start Farmington's first girls soccer team, to gain a championship in Division III volleyball, to win the first round of playoffs for both baseball and softball teams during the same season, to compete in the Granite State Challenge, to have one of the best, if not the best, golf teams in the state, and unfortunately to be one of the only senior classes to lose during Winter Carnival. Graduation is a bittersweet achievement. We now have the tools and the opportunities to live our lives on our own as we leave behind the sheltered days of our high school experience. As independent as we think we are, we will always need help and guidance to get us through all the curveballs that life throws at us. We can determine our future, but we can never forget all of the people who made us who we are and made our past what it is. Thank you to everyone who have helped us get this far, and thank you in advance for helping us in our future. And good luck to my fellow classmates. Thank you. I have the distinct honor of introducing our class president, Joshua Whitehouse, who will deliver the presidential address.
Good morning, parents, students, and staff. Thank you for attending today's graduation ceremonies for the class of 2011. I'd like to begin by thanking a few people. First off, I'd like to thank the parents in the audience. Without their guidance, we wouldn't be participating in this event today. Second, I'd like to thank the teachers. Teachers often go beyond curriculum and basic education. When people think of high school, they often think of history, math, English, and the like, and forget that students take in more than just curriculum from high school. Teachers also impart lifelong lessons that a student would often find themselves stranded without. You'll notice on today's program there's a quote once said by Orrin Hatch. He said, "Graduation is not the end, it's the beginning." Now that I read that, I think, wow, we really have moved on. A lot of people will say graduating high school means you've met the curriculum standards set by the state and federal government. Well, people say a lot of things. The true meaning of graduating from high school is learning all the lessons you can. Whether lessons be related to friendship, philosophy, and thinking, it doesn't matter. What matters is being able to apply the lessons learned to everyday life, and in effect, being able to learn new things every day throughout life. Go figure, it even says it in the SAU 61 mission. Our responsibility is to develop and prepare every individual for lifelong learning in a global society through quality education. Farmington High School may not have the best of test scores in New Hampshire, but we as students have certainly been successful on our own terms. I should probably talk about a few of the actual lessons as well. One of the lifelong lessons we've learned is respect. We as a class know what respect means in the real world. In the words of Confucius, without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? Respect is also in the core beliefs of our district. Another lesson taught to most before they leave high school is independent thinking. What an abstract idea. I'll give an example where this is tied to our education. Most of the students took at least one course from Mr. Roberts, whether it be for this year for World History, freshman year, or sophomore year. I met very few people so worthy of the label role model as Mr. Roberts. He is so punctual about providing students with lifelong lessons that a student must literally put effort forward to not learn something in his class. He isn't the type of teacher that will just give you an assignment and tell you to do it. Mr. Roberts makes you think about what you're doing and guides you towards your own answer. So difficult to comprehend this independent thinking, isn't it? By challenging us to think independently, we leave as a group of intellectuals rather than the alternative. The few things I just mentioned are not where our lessons stop. Some lessons are imparted into the mind from person to person, but other lessons must be experienced. These include things like community, friendship, and personal characteristics that make us shine above other towns. Compare Farmington and Middleton to cities like Manchester or Rochester. Let's see them to come together as a community to support each other like Farmington and Middleton have done in the past. One of Farmington and Middleton's many unique qualities has been passed on to our class. Just like our towns, we can easily come together as a class to support each other. This was easily seen with the passing of our classmate and friend, Matthew Lawton. Although his passing was difficult for our class, we came together as a community to support each other through a difficult time. Through our experiences in high school, happy and sad, we have learned quite a few things. Both educated knowledge and knowledge about ourselves. We take this knowledge today and move on to a better tomorrow. With our graduation propelling us towards college and careers, we can easily take these lessons of the past to heart as we move on towards our futures. So again, thank you to everyone for providing the guidance necessary to impart these lessons, and rest assured we will not forget them. At this time, I would like to introduce the class of 2011 salutatorian, Rebecca Ireland, to present the salutatory address.
On behalf of the class of 2011, I would like to thank all of you who are here for us today. You have given us your love and support through our successes and failures. You have offered words of wisdom and sympathy when we came to you with our problems, and you have always encouraged us to keep moving forward. Without you, we would not be here today. French author Anatole France once wrote, "All changes, even the most longed for, have their melancholy. For what we leave behind us is a part of ourselves. We must die to one life before we can enter another." This describes how most of us are feeling right now. Graduation is simultaneously one of the happiest, saddest, and scariest moments of our lives. We have to leave behind the comfort and familiarity of Farmington High School, where someone is always looking out for us. We will no longer see all the same faces we have seen for 12 years, the very same ones we met on our first day of kindergarten. We won't be able to turn to the person next to us at work or in college and reminisce about how our 4th grade teacher duct-taped a certain red-haired student to his chair. Being such a small class, our school experience has been unique. We have memories that include every single member of this class. We have seen each other at our best and worst times through every stage of our young lives. We have followed through with our 12-year commitment, and now we are suddenly free. What do we do now? Our days are not going to be mapped out for us by our employers or college professors. We have to enter that mystical real world and be adults. Some have said that they wish they could go back and be freshmen again just so they won't have to grow up and enter that real world. But high school, like everything else in life, is cyclical. Each year, a new class is brought in and one is released, and the cycle doesn't stop for anyone. It is our time to move on, to experience new things, and to make new connections. However, the knowledge we have gained while at FHS will stay with us for the rest of our lives. We have learned how to work with others, deal with adversity, prioritize, and most of all, we have learned about ourselves and learned that the choices we make now will influence the entire course of our lives. We can finally go after our dreams or figure out what those dreams are, and we may go forth with confidence. The question is, what do we leave behind to be remembered by? The legacy of never winning a single winter carnival? An incredibly messy senior prank that infuriated the FHS staff? Yes, those too, but time has a way of replacing negative memories with positive ones. We leave behind a legacy in the mind of every single person who has ever been involved with the class of 2011. These years at FHS will never be forgotten, regardless of the lens they were viewed through. It is very important to leave a positive impact on the world around us as well. When I was little, I always refused to let my mother read the book Miss Rumphius to me. Reading it today, I can now see why it was so important. It is about a young girl who follows through with everything her grandfather encouraged her to do. He tells her to travel to faraway places while she is young, to come home and live by the sea when she grows old, and to do something to make the world a more beautiful place. These things combined will bring her true happiness and meaning to her life. Live simply, experience new people, places, and things, give back to your world and to the people around you. That is the moral of the story and of ours. Congratulations to my fellow classmates. I wish you all the best of luck. The class of 2011 is proud to introduce our valedictorian, Caitlin Peterson, to present her valedictory address.
Welcome staff, administrators, family, and friends, and thank you for attending the graduation of the class of 2011. When I started thinking of ideas for my speech, I kept asking myself, how could one person, or even a group of people, speak for an entire class? I figured out pretty quickly that that's not possible. No two people graduating today have had the same exact high school experience, and no two people will go on to do the same things with their lives. We are all unique. Having said that, it doesn't matter whether we join the workforce, the military, or go to a technical school or college. It doesn't matter whether we want to go into the medical field, education, art, or have no idea what we want to do, because we all have the memories of attending Farmington High School. Chances are a lot of us have the memories of elementary and middle school at Farmington as well. The students of Farmington High School and the students in the class of 2011 are a tight-knit community. We have supported each other through the good times and the bad, and we are strong because of that. We might not be the biggest school or have as much as other schools, but we are lucky because we have our classmates, teachers, and faculty that truly care about our education. We've all grown so much in these past 4 years, and we're just getting started. We have been strong as a whole, but now it is time to be strong individuals and start our adult lives. I am proud to be graduating from Farmington as part of the class of 2011. Today we are celebrating all of our accomplishments and achievements from our high school years. Some of us have excelled in sports, academics, and other extracurricular activities. We will go on to accomplish new things in our lives. We will graduate college, start new careers, start families, and make names for ourselves in the world. But we will always know what it feels like to be a Farmington Tiger. I would like to thank our dedicated staff, administrators, and teachers. This school wouldn't be running without you. You've challenged us these past 4 years. Your guidance and encouragement has impacted every one of us. I would also like to thank our parents, families, and friends for supporting us and always being there when we needed you. Lastly, we need to thank ourselves. We have strived to achieve the goal of graduating high school, and we made it. Our effort has paid off, and this is what we have to show for it. Congratulations, class of 2011.
At this time, actually for the past 4 years of high school, our class advisor has been Ms. Capella. We welcome her to present the class 2011 commencement address.
Good morning. I have been told I rarely need a microphone, so I'll try to stay back from it a little bit. Commencement. D-I-C-T-I-O-N-A-R-Y. I looked it up. It means start. Beginning, threshold, outset, birth. All these words are the same. They are describing what is happening today. Farmington High School's class of 2011 is poised to begin to go forth to change lives. They will commence. Class of 2011, congratulations. I join your parents and family, friends, staff, faculty, school board members of the Farmington School District in congratulating you on your accomplishments of the last 13 years. I am very honored today to speak to you. It was my continual pleasure and delight to be your 8th grade, 9th grade, some of you summer school, 11th grade honors teacher, and your 12th grade English teacher. You, however, have taught me much more than I've been able to teach you. Those of you who say it can't be done need to get out of the way of those of us who are doing it. This Chinese maxim describes this class. You have done some marvelous things, class of 2011. Let's take just a few minutes to reflect. The class of 2011 was the very first class in Farmington Middleton School District to attend public kindergarten here. On many of the standardized tests you have taken through the years, you have exceeded prior scores, and even classes following you have not reached your record scores. 46 of you are going to college. You are going to be nurses, engineers, lawyers, physicists, teachers, chefs, artists, physicians, entrepreneurs, accountants, and more. 8 of you are going into the military. A couple of you even report for basic training next week. We're very proud of you. Others of you are going right into the workforce. Many of you have full-time jobs already. One of you even owns his own business and is running a store. So with that being said, what kind of advice could I possibly give you at this juncture? What would be memorable and what would be insightful? Well, I took your student agenda, and let's see what are some things you're going to have to take from high school and what you will get to leave behind. Hall passes, you won't need them. Dress code. Every job, military branch, and college campus has them. You're taking it with you. Discipline policies. That's called a verbal, written reprimand, and probation. It's also called you're fired. Absenteeism policy, see above. Academic integrity. That's called code of conduct, your personnel policy. You cheat at work or take credit for someone else's work, you're fired. Field trips. Well, that's called a regional staff meeting. Or for those of you going into the military deployment. Harassment and anti-bullying policy. Well, those are the United States anti-discrimination statutes, AKA laws. Homework. That's called work, bringing stuff home from the office, from the fields. You're going to have that still. Study halls. You may need them to get your work done. You can't take them with you. Extracurricular clubs and sports. They're hobbies now. Class dues. Those are memberships to civic organizations and professional and career societies. The drama in the halls. Well, that's called unprofessional gossip, and it's another thing you don't need. So, as you can see, the real world is a lot like high school and vice versa. As much as you have been looking forward to and telling us, oh, I'm so glad, I can't wait to get out of here, with all those silly high school rules and policies, you're going to find that the real world is just like high school, only bigger. Just to shift gears a little bit, as a longtime resident of Farmington, I moved here when you entered kindergarten. I am proud of you, and I am proud of your parents and family members who have supported you these many years. Let's give a hand to our parents. There's a saying I've heard in this community, and it tends to boil my blood a little bit, having adopted this as my home community. Some people will say, well, what do you expect? I'm from Farmington, or I'm from Farmington High School. Well, it sounds familiar, but I'm going to tell you what we expect of you, class of 2011. We expect a lot from you because you are from Farmington, and you are from Middleton, and you are the best. When you achieve great things, remember, it is because you are from Middleton and Farmington, and we know you can do anything you set your mind to do. Look around you. See those friends and classmates you have grown up with. Remember those not here with us, those called to higher ground or onto other pastures. This group will not ever be together like this again, and you've heard that. But as you commence going forth off this high school campus today, you will change. You will grow, you will succeed, you will start a new adventure. We have faith in you. So 10 years from now, you will be able to look back and remember fondly high school and high school friendships, perhaps with the exception of having to scrub the upstairs hall. But you're going to remember some real specific events. The talent show, your 8th level of your Inferno project, the art show, the playoffs, the field trip to the jail, Pi Day in math, dissecting frogs and starfish, the International Food Festival, the Granite Steak Challenge, the ASVABs, the NEWAs, the kneecap, and the AP exams. But most importantly, I ask you today, when you look back 10 years, remember you. Remember who you were and what you have become. I have no doubt in my mind that the class of 2011 will be making a positive mark, not just here in Farmington and Middleton, but throughout our country and world. Live life large. And remember, whenever someone tries to discourage you or put limits on what you can do, just say, those of you who say it can't be done, get out of the way of those of us who are doing it. Thank you.
This time, I would like to introduce Mr. O'Rourke, our principal, for the awards to seniors.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm honored to hand out the awards and scholarships this morning, and although only a few students will be getting awards or scholarships, Every student before you this morning is an incredible person and will go on to do remarkable things. Would I have, please, Ms. Tatro, Assistant Principal, and our class marshals, Katie Mae White and Richie Shepherdson, come to assist with the presentations. The first award this morning is 4-year honor roll. The following seniors have made honor roll all 4 quarters, 4 years, with a grade of 85 or better. We have 2 recipients, Caitlin Peterson Marissa Huppy. Most Improved Senior. This honors a senior who demonstrated the greatest personal growth since they entered Farmington High School. Would Dan Rilovic please stand to be recognized? What makes this award so special is during his senior year, Dan maintained grades between 90 and 100 in all his classes and scored better than 1,700 on his SATs. Congratulations, Dan. Perfect attendance. The following senior has had perfect attendance, not only their 4 years in high school, but since 5th grade. Tyler Wells, please stand to be recognized. Shake his hand. Just shake his hand. Congratulations, Tyler. The Beulah Perkins Thayer Scholarship was established on May 4th, 1992, on the occasion of Miss Thayer's 80th birthday by her friends, in recognition of her generosity and dedication to community affairs and for a strong commitment to excellence in education for the youth of Farmington. A $1,000 scholarship is awarded annually to a member of the senior class at Farmington High School who exemplifies Miss Thayer's fine attributes and has attained academic excellence, exhibited high moral standards, and has demonstrated a strong desire to further his or her education. This year's recipient, Caitlin Peterson. The Farmington Women's Club Scholarship. Established in 1995, the Women's Club Scholarship of $500 was created to recognize the student who best emulates the club's goals and philosophy. Those qualities include character, integrity, involvement in activities, willing to serve others, and appreciation of education, and must have attended Farmington High School for at least 2 years. This year's recipient, Alex Natchez. The Abram Bertman Trust Fund. This $500 scholarship is awarded in special recognition of Judge Eugene Newt, who has served on the Board of Trustees of the Bertman Charity Trust for many years. We would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Judge Newt for his many years of dedication, service to our community. This scholarship supports his value of service. This year we have 2 recipients, $500 each. First recipient, Nikki Tremblay. Second recipient, Rebecca Ireland. Farmington PTA Scholarship. This award is for a FHS senior planning to major in education. The committee considers financial need, intended courses of study, citizenship, extracurricular, and outside interest. This scholarship is $250 each, and we have 5 recipients. First recipient, Caitlin Peterson. Taylor Rulo. Amber Rodney. Alyssa Valadares. And Nicole Rocheleau. Farmington's Teacher Association. This $250 award is given to a senior who intends on majoring in the field of education. This year we have two recipients, $250 each. Amber Rodney. And Taylor Rulo. The Eric Ricky Taylor Lord Scholarship. This $600 local scholarship, offered only to Farmington High School students, awards are based on citizenship, leadership, community service, scholastic achievement, academic effort, and financial need. Zest, exhilaration, and the love of outdoors are factors in determining the recipient. This year's recipient, Marissa Huppy. Sergeant Thomas A. Willard Memorial Scholarship. This is an annual $500 scholarship awarded in the memory of Sergeant Willard of the U.S. Army, who was killed in action in Vietnam in 1969. It is awarded to an FHS graduate who has a C average or better, an exemplary school citizen, a participant in school activities and sports, and is accepted to any institution of higher learning as long as a student is enrolled full-time. This year's recipient, Amber Rodney. Pamela Cameron Memorial Scholarship. This $500 scholarship is awarded to a young man or woman going on to higher education. This scholarship is presented annually to a graduate who has displayed a positive work ethic, displays compassion for people, exhibits community involvement, and has maintained academic excellence. We have two recipients of $500 each. First recipient, Taylor Rulo. This is a $500 award given to a senior who intends to enter the field of study within the area of social science, history, law, psychology, political science, or sociology. Students must have completed at least 4 credits of social science. This $500 award goes to Holly Bogardus. Farmington High School Faculty Scholarship. This fund was established in 2001 for a high school senior or seniors who will attend a post-secondary institution. The scholarship committee considers extracurricular activities, leadership, community service, financial need, and the student must have a minimum GPA of 2.0 and be enrolled full-time. We have 2 scholarships, $500 each. First recipient, Marissa Huppy. And Amber Rodney. The Annie Edgerly Thayer Arts Prize. This award was established by Miss Thayer in 1958. This monetary prize will be issued annually at graduation to a senior who excelled in the arts. Drama, art, literature, dance, or public speaking. This $500 award goes to Caitlin Peterson. The Esther Parsley Scholarship. Created in 2005 on the occasion of Esther Parsley's retirement following over 34 years of dedicated employment within the schools of the Farmington School District. It is awarded to a senior who will attend college to become a teacher at the elementary level. This $300 scholarship goes to Nicole Rochelo. The Nicholas Currier Memorial Scholarship, established in 2007 in memory of Nick Currier, who was a 2004 FHS graduate. This is a $500 award dispersed at the beginning of the second semester upon successful completion of the first semester of college. Students must be enrolled full-time and in the trades, plumbing, heating, or electric. This $500 award goes to Joshua Caplet. The J.T. Lamontia Scholarship, established in the summer of 2007 in memory of J.T. Lamontia, who was a 2007 FHS graduate. It is awarded to a male graduate who participated on the boys varsity basketball team and has been accepted to an institution of higher learning as a full-time student. Financial need and for the love of sports or any additional considerations. This $500 scholarship is awarded to Nicholas Reynolds. Kayla Hussey Memorial Scholarship. A scholarship of $250 will be awarded in memory of Kayla Hussey, who succumbed to cancer in 2001. Is awarded to an FHS graduate who exemplifies a desire to succeed both academically and as a community leader. The award recipient must be accepted to an institution of higher learning and be enrolled full-time. The recipient is Randy Vashon. Matthew Lawton Scholarship. This scholarship is for a student who plans to attend a vocational school with a focus on automotive training. The $250 scholarship is awarded to Joshua Caplet. Nathan Turner Scholarship. This scholarship is in memory of Nathan C. Turner, a 2010 graduate of Farmington High School, who tragically passed away on September 1st, 2010. Sorry. All who knew Nate recognized him as a fine young man, a well-respected leader in the scouting community, a member of the soccer team, and a huge fan of basketball. He had a fun-loving attitude, cared about his friends and family. He was a fabulous kid who struggled through school and worked hard with plans to go to school to become a physical therapist. This scholarship is awarded to a student who may also have some academic struggles, but does not give up and continues to work hard towards their educational life goals. This $500 scholarship is awarded to Cassie Kamiri. I'm better now. The Alan Mouse Hager Memorial Scholarship. This is an annual scholarship established in 2001 in memory of Alan Mouse Hager, who was a 1970 FHS graduate. It is awarded to a graduate who has a C average or better, a participant in school activities and sports, demonstrates a love for outdoor activities, exhibits a sense of humor, and has been accepted to an institution of higher learning as a full-time student. This $500 award goes to Michael Varney. Art Club Scholarship. This $500 scholarship is awarded to an outstanding student who plans on continuing their education in the field of art. This student must exhibit a strong work ethic, participate in the art club, have a high GPA, demonstrate a talent and appreciation for the arts. This year's recipient of the $500 award is Caitlin Peterson. Mike Lee Scholarship. This scholarship was established in 1998 and is awarded to a senior athlete who will participate at an intercollegiate level. This year's $500 recipient is Amber Rodney. The Charles and Elizabeth Webster Scholarship. This scholarship was established to provide scholarship support to an FHS senior who will attend College of the Life Sciences and Agriculture at UNH. The ideal candidate will exhibit one or more of the following characteristics: academic excellence, service to the community, strong character, accomplishment in music or art, and concern for the preservation and development of agriculture, an environment to sustain agriculture in the state of New Hampshire. This award will be credited towards their tuition. This award is for $2,500, and it goes to Marissa Huppy. Dollars for Scholars. Since 1965, a small group of citizens known as Farmington Dollars for Scholars has raised and awarded close to $100,000 to Farmington High School seniors. The funds are all raised locally, and they remain here within our school system. The tradition continues today as we honor 3 recipients of a $500 scholarship each to the members of the class of 2011. The staff of Farmington Dollars for Scholars wishes to thank all of their loyal contributors for continued support, and we wish the very best of the members of the class of 2011. A $500 scholarship to each student. First recipient, Caitlin Peterson. Marissa Huppy. And Samantha Stokes. I'd like to recognize a few more awards and scholarships at this time. I would now like to recognize a few students who have made the commitment to serve for our country and preserve our nation's freedom. Will the following student please stand up? He is entering the United States Army, David Tilburg. Stay standing. Two students will be entering the United States Marine Corps, John Connolly and Michael Halloran. Would Staff Sergeant Wise and Sergeant Tran please approach the podium to recognize these students? Mikhail Vashon, please stand. Mikhail is attending Plymouth State University and has been awarded more than $20,000 in scholarships. Laura Jordan, please stand. Laura is also attending Plymouth State University and has been awarded more than $25,000 in scholarships. Derek Goslin, please stand. Derek is attending New England College and has been awarded more than $26,000 in scholarships. Emily Kimball, please stand. Emily is attending Southern New Hampshire University and has been awarded more than $60,000 in scholarships. Samantha Stokes, please stand. Samantha is attending Northeastern University and has been awarded more than $60,000 in scholarships. Zach Nason, please stand. Zach is attending Mercyhurst College and has been awarded more than $85,000 in scholarships. Courtney Funk, please stand. Courtney is attending Colby Sawyer College and has been awarded more than $125,000 in scholarships. At this time, I would like to call our superintendent, Dr. Malachi, our school board chairperson, Penny Moran, and our class advisors, Ms. Capello and Ms. Pistellis, to the stand to help hand out the diplomas.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Ryan Patterson. Zachary Davis Nason. Jonathan Edwin Funk. Randy Jean Vashon. Caitlin Ann Nichols. Tiffany K. Healy. Rebecca Lynn Cutter. Amber Michelle Rodney. Cassandra Lynn Kamiri. Emily Inez Kimball. Jessica Delia Marcoux. Joshua Daniel Whitehouse. Caitlin M. Peterson. Rebecca Lynn Ireland. Samantha V. Stokes. Cody Lee Duvall. Mikhail Shane Vashon. Kyle Abbott Lawrence. Marissa Rachel Huppy. Courtney Michelle Funk. Patrick Lawrence Bogle. Alyssa Camille Valadares. Jared Glenn Nason. Hold on, they're going to seat the first row. Jennifer May Marquis. Katie Lynn Galo. Mariah Lynn Bailey. Tiara Ray Lucier. Paige Nicolette Donardi. Samantha Lynn Gordon. Courtney Margaret Davidson. Dana Robert Goodrow. Nicholas Charles Reynolds. Michael Patrick Varney. Eric Joseph Brackett. Shannon Marie Goodwin. Travis Cleon Powers. Jarrett Daniel Catlin. John James Connolly III. Joshua Allen Keplet. Matthew Joseph Deloria. Hunter J. Elaine. Holly Robin Bugardis. Rebecca Ann Reardon. Alicia H. Tyree. Kara Shaylin Allen. Laura Joyce Jordan. Erica Lynn Marie Sylvia. Mackenzie Evan Grote. Caitlin Danielle Beatty. Nicole Lynn Rocheleau. Daniel Connor Rilovic. Devin Howard Levy. William Gerald Hartford. Ashley M. Strasnick. Kayla Marie Dubois. Christopher Daniel Bouvet. David Joseph Tilburg. William Harry Fred Plaisted, Jr. Alex Antonio Nachez. Patrick David O'Brien. Michael James Fetter. Patrick Daniel Sonier. Brian Taylor Burns. Tyler Michael Wells. Melissa Lynn Razama. Nikki Ray Tremblay. Taylor Lynn Rulo. Darren Paul Merchant. Christy Nicole Nichols. Ashley Noel Lavalle. Tori Diane Lapierre. Megan Renee Lapierre. Michael Richard Halloran. Kayla Ray Nichols. Brittany Lee Lebrecht. Carissa Tanya Coburn. Benjamin Buchanan Rogers. Derek Roy Goslin. Dylan Edward Chapman. Christopher John Shoemaker. Stephanie Peabody. Go, Steph.
Good morning and welcome. My congratulations to the class of 2011. We're really proud of you. Give me a hand, please. One more time. Well, this morning I got up at 6 o'clock and I was thinking about a little something more to say than the little script I had, but I noticed that precedence has been broken, so I don't feel too bad in saying what I'm going to say. I'm going to condense it. My predecessors this morning, students and faculty alike, said just about everything I wanted to say, probably better than I would have done it anyway. But I do want to say this. Graduates, as you're going out into the world, you know, it's a whole new life out there with new challenges. And remember these words. Never accept the word can't. Remove no from your vocabulary, both words. Accept the challenges, respect others, respect yourself. Shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you surely fall among the stars. Okay, so remember that and remain friends always. Thank you. And by my newfound authority, by the authority granted to me by the Farmington School Board and the New Hampshire Department of Education, I confer the diplomas to present the class of 2011. Congratulations.
I have the privilege of introducing fellow graduate Courtney Funk for the benediction.
Please bow your heads as we pray for the Lord's blessing. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your assistance over the past 4 years, which has led us to accomplish many tasks we never thought possible. We appreciate this opportunity to gather today and celebrate all of our achievements. Please watch over us and continue to guide us as we leave the safety of high school behind and journey into a new chapter of our lives. Let us always remember the lessons we have learned, the friendships we have made, and the foundation of Tiger Pride for when the jungle out there becomes too thick. We now ask that you keep us safe from harm, bless us on our way, and help us lead a joyful life. We ask that you bless our paths and the paths of our friends and families, and help us to trust that there is a reason for everything that happens in life. Please allow us to follow our dreams wherever they may lead us, but always recognize and know the way back home. Amen.